There is an island in the Indian Ocean where the inhabitants have killed every outsider who has ever tried to make contact. The Indian government has made it illegal to go within 3 miles of their shore. They are the most isolated people on Earth. North Sentinel Island is roughly the size of Manhattan. It sits in the Bay of Bengal, part of India's Andaman and Nicobar island chain. And for at least 60,000 years, its inhabitants have had zero contact with the outside world. The Sentinelese people are one of the last uncontacted tribes on Earth. We don't know what they call themselves. We don't know their language. We don't know their customs, their beliefs, or their history. Everything we know about them comes from distant observations and a handful of terrifying encounters. In 1880, a British colonial officer named Maurice Vidal Portman led an armed expedition onto the island. His men captured 6 Sentinelese people, 4 children and 2 elderly adults. They brought them to the colonial capital of Port Blair. Within weeks, the 2 adults died of disease. Their immune systems, isolated for tens of thousands of years, had no defense against common illnesses. Portman returned the 4 children to the island with gifts. Whatever those children told their tribe about the outside world, it clearly wasn't good. Since then, the Sentinelese have attacked virtually every person who has approached their island. In 1974, a National Geographic film crew attempted to make a documentary. They arrived in boats with gifts, coconuts, a live pig, a doll, and aluminum cookware. The Sentinelese response was immediate. A shower of arrows, one of which struck the film director in the thigh. As the crew retreated, they watched through their camera lenses as the tribesmen killed the pig, buried the doll, and kept the coconuts and cookware. In 2006, 2 fishermen accidentally drifted too close to the island while sleeping in their boat. They were killed. When an Indian Coast Guard helicopter was sent to retrieve the bodies, the Sentinelese fired arrows at it. The helicopter couldn't land. Satellite images later showed the fishermen's bodies on the beach. The most recent death was in 2018. An American missionary named John Allen Chow paid fishermen to take him close to the island. He paddled a kayak to shore, carrying a Bible and gifts. On his first approach, a boy shot an arrow that pierced his waterproof Bible. Chow retreated to the fishing boat. He went back the next day. The fisherman watched from a distance as the Sentinelese dragged his body across the beach. His body has never been recovered. The Indian government decided not to attempt retrieval, citing the danger to any rescue team and the legal protections surrounding the island. Here's what makes the Sentinelese truly remarkable. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history, killed over 230,000 people across 14 countries. The waves hit North Sentinel Island directly. When Indian helicopters flew over the island days later to check for survivors, they expected the worst. Instead, a Sentinelese man walked out of the tree line, looked up at the helicopter, and fired an arrow at it. They survived. Completely on their own. Without warning systems, without evacuation plans, without any help from the modern world. Anthropologists believe their intimate knowledge of the island's geography, knowledge passed down for thousands of generations, allowed them to move to high ground before the waves hit. The Indian government now enforces a 3-mile exclusion zone around the island. It is illegal to attempt contact. The official policy is to leave them alone, permanently. We will likely never know who the Sentinelese really are. Their language, their stories, their understanding of the universe, all of it exists in a bubble completely separated from the rest of humanity. They are living proof that human civilization could have taken an entirely different path. And they want absolutely nothing to do with us. If you found this fascinating, subscribe for more stories like this. We post new videos every week.